Hello YouTube, I'm back again today with another video about celebrities that I feel have fallen victim to, imposter replacement. And God just put it on my heart to do this video today, and today's subject is Brendon Urie, and he's from the band, he's the lead singer of the band Panic at the Disco. And for quite some time now, I know something hasn't been right about this band, because I remember years ago, back when the official form was still up, I was talking to this girl from Bosnia, and we both knew something was very, very wrong with this Panic at the Disco band. And this was like back in the spring of 2008, after the fake Panic at the Disco had released. I would say they first, I ain't gonna say the second. I mean, as for the product itself, they released the second album, but it was the first album where the Impostors had made their debut, and that's why they took the exclamation point off of their name. It was basically their handlers, the record companies, and the Illuminati's way of telling us that, the original band had been wiped out. And after, doing vocal things such as vocal analysis and image comparisons and image comps, I come to the sad conclusion that, of course I'm talking about the original band, but I'm mainly dealing with I'm not talking about band as a whole, but mainly I'm dealing with Brendon Urie, and he's actually my favorite from the band Panic at the Disco. And before I get into this message, I would just like to give a disclaimer that if you're not spiritual, this message is not for you. If you want to continue to follow lies, this message is not for you. If you think everything is a joke and a game, this message is not for you. And if you want to continue to have your head in the sand about, what's really going on in this world, this message is not for you. Now, moving on. Somebody might ask, well, if you believe Brendon Urie, that he's dead and that he's been missing for quite some time now, when do you think it took place? Well, I think the last time he was seen, at least I saw him, was in Las Vegas back in late June of 2007, and this is the last public appearance. This photograph right here, this is the original guy, and this was the last appearance that he made. I feel that he made with Pete Wentz, and the real Pete Wentz, the original guy, not the fraud that's come on the scene, that's on the scene now, but with Pete Wentz and the fake Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, he's been replaced too, but that's another subject for another time. And as you can see here, this is the real Brendon Urie. I mean, look how beautiful he looks. I mean, he has the glory of God on him, basically. And the current version, he's just a soulless vessel. He's just, the latest in the line of clones. And I'm about to show you guys show you people and hopefully open up y'all's eyes to what's going on here, because, and here's another picture. This is the real Brendon Urie. I mean, his neck is a medium length, and the face is somewhat, it's just perfect. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, look how sweet his smile is, and his eyes are very humane and stuff. And yeah, he's very handsome, very, very gorgeous, and this goes to show you that God is a perfect designer. And we're basically mocking God and rejecting him when we try to alter, what he did. I mean, what God did, it was perfect. I mean, look at this. That's a beautiful angelic smile right there. I mean, it's just so tender and sweet and lovely. And I'm about to show you what the current version looks like. And he looks quite terrible, if I'm being honest. So the guy you see him that's been doing all those vines for the past year or so, that's an imposter. It's not the real Brendon at all. The real Brendon is long gone. He was murdered in a he was murdered as a sacrifice to Satan, basically. Because I feel this is what I feel has happened with this young man. He got saved. He got the new birth. He got born again, and he's now in heaven. This is what God revealed to me. So you guys don't have to worry about him anymore. And the longer I live on this earth, the less I like it here. And I pray every day that I make heaven so that I will be reunited with these people someday. And another thing I noticed before I get around to the pictures of the imposter, the fake Brendon Urie, is the real Brendon Urie. As you can see here in this photograph, he has an hourglass shape. I mean, the indentation, and we often see videos where, as I already know, because I've been suspicious for quite some time, there's a lot of transvestites and hermaphrodites. That means people that are a combination of both male and female. I've been suspicious, but the videos I've seen so far have, they've confirmed my suspicions. And, there's certain evidences to point out whether someone is a male, especially a celebrity, is a male or female. And as you can see, the indentation occurs above the navel. And this is actually the only time I've seen this guy shirtless. And he has soft curves, and once again, like I said, God is a perfect designer. I mean, after he got done creating stuff, he said it's perfect, and I'm not counting all the curses and stuff that's come on creation since Adam and Eve failed in the Garden of Eden. And look at his neck. His neck is a medium length. It's neither short nor long. I mean, his body is perfect. It looks fit and it has a slight, tone to it, but, he has soft, feminine curves and stuff. And I'm about to show you the body type and the face of the imposter. Okay, let me pull it up right quick. Okay, I'm trying to find the ideal photo. I mean, look at this. I mean, this guy looks totally fake. I mean, his eyes are bugged out like he's been electrocuted or something. And he really looks nothing like the real Brendon Urie. And as someone pointed out to me the other day, the hairlines of these clones are usually pretty jacked up. I mean, look at how he looks almost bald-headed. And he has a long, thin face, while the real Brendon Urie had a short, square face. This guy has a long, even the mustache is unnatural color and texture, the mustache and the beard. And, his eyes are bugged out like he's been electrocuted or something. Like I said before, and the nose looks different even. That's not a real person at all. It's a synthetic human of some sort. It's a clone or a synthetic human. And here's another photograph. This guy it was taken back in 2011 when the third, round of Brendon Urie imposters had come on the scene with the, as I like to call it, the vices and virtue era. This guy is not only plain looking and not very handsome, he has a very long neck, which is the mark of a clone. It's one of those markers of a clone. There's no soul to the eyes, and he not only looks mean, he doesn't look friendly at all. I mean, he doesn't, I'm sorry, he not only looks he has a blank, lifeless, soulless, vacuous stare. He doesn't look friendly at all like the real Brendon did. See, when the real Brendon, even when he wasn't smiling, he still had a relaxed, laid-back look about him. But this is simply not the case. I mean, look at this guy. He's not handsome either at all, and those eyes look very fake. There's no depth of life to him at all. And I'm about to get around to the body type, the various body types. And here's another photo. It was taken back in October of 2013. This was during the too weird to live, too unique or something to die, whatever the name of it is. Too weird to live, too rare to die. Yeah, that's right. That's it. This guy looks, once again, he has that clone look to his eye, and his ears not only bigger, they not only stick out more than the original guy, but You know, they're also bigger or something like that. The neck is very, very long, and the hips aren't as full. The nose is thinner, and everything else. I mean, if you think this guy, the guy that's been doing the vines, is the real Brendon, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, they look absolutely nothing alike. The first thing I thought was, wow, this guy looks nothing like the real Brendon. I mean, that's how I knew for sure, officially, that I knew that he was gone. The real Brendon is no longer with us. And look at this picture is, he just looks like a reptile here. The eyes, it looks nothing like him at all. I mean, he's such a bad copy of the original that it's not even funny anymore. And now onto the body types. I noticed that with the imposters, they either have or they don't have they either lacking or they're missing altogether that the curvaceous body that the real Brendon had. I mean, look at this right here. I mean, this guy, I mean, the more I can tell he's truly male. I mean, look at the indentation. I mean, he has no hips at all. Like the real Brendon did, no hips. And he always goes around shirtless, but the real Brendon was more modestly dressed. He didn't show off his body like that. See, look here again. Look how boxy he is. There's no curves whatsoever. No hips, no nothing. No body fat, no curves. No nothing. I mean, look at the picture here of the bruise that, I mean, he said he got it from a skateboarding accident, but it's probably during the ritual setting, and there's, you know, his buttock area is practically non-existent. And the real Brendon did not have a flat butt. He had a very prominent backside, a nice prominent backside, which was one of those things that, you know, he was famous for. And look, in this photo right here, he tried to stick his butt out to make it look like, you know, he has a butt like the real Brendon did, but he doesn't. And notice how skinny his legs is. Real Brendon had a little more meat on his bones, and he looked overall healthy. He didn't look like he was about starved to death like this guy is. And, you know, this guy looks very unhealthy and sickly. Once again, okay, this picture here, the waist is very wide. Real Brendon had a smaller waist, and it was more shapely. It didn't look anything like this. Real Brendon had, you know, more feminine curves, and, you know, his rib cage didn't stick out. Although he was small, he was petite, but he wasn't skinny. Once again, this guy and his belly button looked as though it was surgically added, because clones don't, when they come out of the test tube, the synthetic humans or human simulacra or artificial life forms come out of the test tube, since they're not birthed naturally, they don't have a navel. They don't have navels, so it would have to be, you know, surgically added. And you see God made, you know, the real guy look, you know, he has slightly more feminine appearance. And they try to make this guy look really macho, and it doesn't look right, because that's not how the original guy looked. That's not how God made him. See, God makes things perfectly, but man has to monkey with it. I mean, God, one of the things that happened to the devil when he was kicked out of heaven is that he lost his beauty. So, because he's one of the most beautiful creatures that exist, you know, he was more beautiful than any of the angels that God made. So now he's trying to invert the order of things and make pretty things ugly and beautiful things ugly, ugly things beautiful. And this is a classic example. Look here, the guy his neck is way too long and no curves. And don't tell me that he lost weight or whatever, because that's simply not the case. It's just a totally different person. And if you're a CIA agent or whatever, you can forget about coming up here and arguing with me, because I already know the truth. The cat's out of the bag, and you can't make it a secret anymore. And before I close this down, I would just like to remind you, because that's why you don't see too many. You see plenty of pictures of the imposter, but you don't really see any pictures of the original guy anymore, because they want us to not only forget what he looks like, but forget him, period. And he was also humble, and the imposter has a remarkably more arrogant persona. I mean, this guy was the original Brendon. He was more talented, and he was good looking, but he's very, very good looking, but he wasn't aware of it or anything like that. But since my time is almost up, I'm going to have to shut this down and continue this analyzation later. So No further ado, peace. I'm out.